another beautiful day here in Brisbane, and we've got the wildlife to start off with. Got some, what do you call it, water dragons? Water dragons here to magnificent, just enjoying themselves in the sun, keeping very still, soaking up those rays. And size, or
yeah, I've seen film of this, it's that big. There's lots of these are baby down there.
they're doing well. They're thriving in this community by the River Brisbane. So we've got like a Nepalese peace pagoda here in Brisbane, and they certainly like their hands and arms. Yeah, very, very nice. Hopefully it works. We could do with a bit of peace. We got a peace bell here. Now, my suggestion would be that we would ring it more often, but it doesn't seem to be working, to be honest. So they're so common around here that these lizard creatures, the water dragons, they're incorporated into the part of the local fencing. There you are. So right here on the heart of the South Bank in Brisbane, there is a free swimming pool. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. Anyone could just come along, strip off, dive in, and it's very, very nice. So hats off to Brisbane again. Very, very good idea. So as we stroll along the South Bank here, the River Brisbane, it really is delightful. There's some gardens. Looks like Confucius or somebody important there, and really, really nice. So for once I was actually correct thinking this was Confucius. Normally I get them totally wrong, and apparently this was unveiled by Anne Bligh MP, Premier of Queensland, and Mr. Wang Liang on the 22nd of December 2009. So Confucius in all his glory. It's a very fine morning here in Brisbane. There, look at that for a view down the river or up the river, and people making their way to work. We're just strolling along here by the banks, the South Bank. Back on the Brisbane 50 cents ferries, which are very good. This time heading downriver towards the sea. We're going to a place called Hamilton, and beautiful morning. And just looking at some of these residential properties here on the bank of the river, again, very, very nice. Look like nice places to live. Wonderful environment. People having a nice stroll by the banks of the river. Apparently there's a parking lot here as well. So all very nice.
The river walk doesn't come all the way up, but we could. River walk, jump on the ferry, go, get off to the Botanic Gardens, walk back down, take a while to walk back up to.
That sounds great. I mean, I'd love to do that. I mean, this looks really nice with the skyscrapers behind, and then there you are. A bit more rustic. I guess I'm too lazy. Look at this. This is tremendous. What a beautiful view of the city. Absolutely brilliant way to see it. And for 50 cents, 25p, it's good value. There's no doubt about that. Got a very attractive skyline, Brisbane, and lush trees. This is just so nice. Look at this. And then coming across there, we've got the old, well, it looks like a railway bridge, but I don't think it's just a road bridge of a particular era. It's a little bit like that one in Scotland. So really loving this ferry ride coming down the river. It was beautiful going up the river. This really is something.
Anybody wanting to get across to Dockside, the Kitty Cat lives here in Sydney Street here on the front deck of the vessel. We'll tip off here.
We made it to the top of Mount Coot-Tha. Coot-Tha.
It's in Coot and Culture.
Oh, Coot-Tha culture, right? Okay, yeah,
Add
that's
an A
good.
to it.
All right.
Coot-Tha.
And like all good summits, there's a cafe on the top, some toilets, hopefully a gift shop as well. That would be nice. So, right, we're going up to the viewing platform up here, which is meant to be very good. Some cloud building. Oh, yes. Yes, this is tremendous. Another great view of a city. So Mount Lofty over Adelaide and Mount, whatever you call it, over Brisbane. And we get some tremendous views of the city. Look at this. Yes. Oh, this is good. This is good, Harold. Very, very good. Look at that for a view. Cafe with a view. Cafe, view. Top notch. Brisbane in all its glory there. Shimmering in the afternoon sunshine. Feel free to pitch in with the commentary, Harold. No swearing allowed. So it's good to have the little bandstand right at the top here with the compass rose on it. So we're looking pretty much Brisbane, just slightly to the north of east. There in all its glory. The breeze fluttering the sunshades there in the cafe. Plenty of people. Apparently it gets very busy at the weekends up here, understandably why. Look at that tremendous view of the city and into its environs. Behind those trees is Flinders Peak, and I've just been learning about Matthew Flinders. Went round Australia, and in Adelaide and here, no doubt other places, he is commemorated big style. It's good to get some information here provided for by Brisbane City, who are dedicated to a better Brisbane, which is nice to know. Mount Coot-Tha, oh I see, there you are, yeah, Coot-Tha, have always delighted in the view. And the colonial botanist Charles Fraser wrote in 1828, the view from the southwest to northwest was very extensive and very grand, presenting an immense thinly wooded plain whose surface was gently undulated and clothed with luxuriant grass. So nice. And here's a map. And Brisbane's bushland backdrop, and you can see these various animals. What a fantastic place. Good place for selfies and pictures. All right. Oh, and hang on a minute. There is some sort of etching here. So back on my way to Brisbane on this Saturday morning, after staying in one of the very nice suburbs of the city, and you see suburban Brisbane there flashing past on this commuter service into the town, well, into the city. And I'm heading to the what's it called, Queensland Museum, I think that's what it's called. Hats off to Brisbane. The city's really gone out of its way to make me feel at home as I sit on a rail replacement bus service. Apparently work is being done on the line, has been for a few years, to upgrade the system around the city. So on a weekend you transfer from the train onto the bus to go into the city, and of course being British, that makes me feel very much at home. So a beautiful day here, and I've made it inside the Queensland Museum, which looks a fantastic place. Lots and lots going on, very busy. And of course Queensland, unlike South Australia, is very well known for its fossilised dinosaurs. And that seems to be what this first gallery is about here, dinosaurs on Earth. And you see it's very popular with the punters. So, having a quick look at the dinosaur gallery, because there's no surprise, my first call is to the cafe here, most important part of the museum. Not a bad spot to enjoy a Saturday morning coffee And look at the weather, absolutely fantastic. So part of the same complex here is the art gallery. So I thought I might have a quick look around here, a very quick look around here before going outside. Look at that. History books, I could spend a while looking through those. Once more I'm at a place with way too little time to see everything I want to see, but I like to get a taste of what's available anyway, and this art gallery looks really, really good, very, very nicely presented, and some beautiful spaces, lovely air-conditioned environment, and very, very nice. The exhibits here really are beautifully presented. It's a fantastic space, and very interesting actually to look at. A good, really good collection of art and objects and representations. If you're more mathematically minded. I do like a good globe, and there's quite a few good ones there, as well as globes that are part of paintings or representations. And of course we've got the good old bull's head there, and of course more globes. Various shapes, well, not so much various shapes, same shape, various sizes, some with triangles on the top, others with a kind of compass rose on the top, and some, of course, different colours. Very nice. And then we've got the water feature there. Yes, tremendous water feature, and there's a cafe there, which I might just have to try out a bit later on. I feel it's important, just for the sake of balance, that I tried the cafe in the museum and in the art gallery. I'll let you know which one I prefer. So here we have some dangly strips over an island in the middle of some water. I'll let you interpret that yourself. I haven't got a clue what it's about, but that is not to say there's not a very strong meaning behind it. And we've got some nice blue paintings on the left-hand side here as I look by the lecture theatre. All sorts going on here. Some sort of strange rug. And then we've got the black and white section. It depicts in the olden days, I'd imagine. And we've got some sculptures. Some very thin-looking men. Long bodies. Average sort of size legs. And here on the floor, I believe I found archaeological evidence for the roots of the Blockbuster game on television. Not exactly the same, but you can see the basic idea there. That must have inspired the creators of the television series. And have 3 figures, 3 musician figures apparently, and a tomb figure, and Gwandi, god of literature figure. There you are, so good stuff. And of course the horse's head from the mafia movies, The Godfather. Luckily I've not found one of those on my pillow so far in Australia. And here is a horse, and apparently this particular one, speaking of games, gave its inspiration to Buckaroo. So the manufacturers of that game saw this horse, constructed a game out of it, and the rest is history. So what every horse needs really is some skulls. Make a coat for a horse out of skulls. I'm not sure what the guy is wearing either. Looks a little bit intimidating. This one here, this lady apparently so distressed by her inability to afford clothes that she's contemplating, well, goodness knows what, with the knife there. Get yourself to Poundland or such like. That would be my advice. I'm not quite sure. Upside down baskets with holes in. I'm struggling a little bit, but very fine pieces of art. This really is going to be a tough choice. The art gallery cafe, equally nice to the museum one. Both very fine places. I'm going to choose a. So I've dropped my bag off at the museum, and I am now, I think, having done a little bit of a wander around the art gallery and the bottom floor of the museum, I'm going to leave the rest of the museum for when I return to pick up my bag and then head to the airport. And I'm going to spend a couple of hours, I think, just reacquainting myself with Brisbane, in particular like the government section, which looked delightful as I was coming in on the bus this morning, and I think I'd like to have a look around there a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do next, I think. Crossing the Brisbane River here. So there's the art gallery and museum, Queensland, there's the Performing Arts Centre, there's the London Eye, and we've got the ferry boats here going east and west, up and down the river. It's a very, very beautiful scene. We've got the skyscrapers there. And I just wanted to have a closer look before I go at the kind of old colonial government section of the town, the old city, as it were, and just get a feel for what that is like, which is the architecture. So that's where I'm heading now. First up in this section of town is the Treasury building. That's what it says on the outside. Whether I think someone said it was a casino now, so maybe or maybe not, they're still functioning as their original intention, so I'm not sure. But anyway, there it is. Very splendid style, very symmetrical. You've got the Greek style columns, so all very nice. And then next to it, across the road, you've got the Bank of New South Wales that kind of looks down what is a major thoroughfare shopping street with indoor malls off to the sides. I was there the first afternoon I arrived, so very near the heart of the shopping district here. I'm going to go down this way. So when I was on the bus and passed this square, I thought, yes, I want to come back and have a closer look at this. So you've got the Register General there, again, official looking buildings. I'm not sure, again, if they're still being used for their original intention. But anyway, this looks like the town hall or the city hall or some type of government. At least that looks like what its original intention was. We've got Queen Victoria there, resplendent. Across there, 1928 Sutton House. Some really, really attractive trees lining the sides of this grassy area in front of the buildings. Let's go and have a look at this character over here. Not sure who that is. This fine fellow with a wig portly appearance and a fine moustache was Joseph Thomas Ryan, 1876 to 1921. He was a scholar, a jurist, a statesman, and the Premier of Queensland, basically during the latter part of the First World War. I think I found the answer to my original query there. Look, this building, I guess once the Treasury, is now a casino and a hotel. So like a lot of these buildings, I think have been repurposed from their original intention. I imagine some of these more modern buildings house some of these functions now, making use of all modern technology. And so we arrive at King George Square, and again some colonial type buildings and the magnificent City Hall. I guess that's what it is anyway. And there's the Australian flag. That's cool. Another beautifully symmetrical building, palm trees, 3 entrances, the Greek style columns, the impressive sort of statues on display at the top there. I don't know who that is, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo in the middle. So and then we've got guy on horseback there, wearing a fantastic kind of like helmet, but that's what it looks like, or hat from this distance. And we've also got the lions guarding the entrance. So all very good. And just so I can see a little signpost there, it looks to be another nice cafe. Well, I'm cafeed out at the moment, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would have been another good one to test. Near the town, near the City Hall here, we've got a church, a very pretty church, and apparently it's the Albert Street congregation. Interesting to know when that was built. Is it now surrounded by bigger buildings like the Shine Lawyers? So I spent a bit too long there looking in the central bit of Brisbane, having a cup of tea in the cafe, etc. No time certainly for the Egyptian exhibition. Let's see what's up these stairs here. Gonna have to be a real whistle-stop tour now to make it in time for the flight to Newcastle. Oh, and we're presented with a magnificent eagle in front of us here. That's the wedge-tailed eagle, in case you didn't know. And we've got lots of nice stuffed animals. And we've got a huge emu, which apparently can't walk backwards. Useful to know. And kangaroos can't go backwards. That's something I've learned this trip. Perhaps I should have known that already. Quite a busy floor here. It's a wild state. Queensland. Lots of wild animals. No time to dwell on them. Giant turtle. All right. Oh, let's have a look at the sharks hanging from the ceiling. That would be disturbing. You're flying in a plane in the First World War. There you are. And then you see a flying shark trying to catch you up and eat you. That might be most disturbing. Here we have a very, very rare species of kangaroo, the flying kangaroo. It just launches itself and then cruises through the air, altitude about 25,000 feet. And then we've got like some flying bats that evidently adapted for colder climates because they've got nice coats on. And then of course, one of the things Australia is really famous for is its snakes. Well, I've had a fantastic few days here in Brisbane. What a fantastic place. And I'm a couple of hours time, I'm flying to Newcastle, New South Wales. So I shall see you there.